So it is early or late March of 2018. For quite some time I've been thinking about having a blog or a video blog, where I talk about issues and things that interest me and may interest others. I put it off for a long time though, because of fear of my opinion being made known public on certain issues. I was afraid of repercussions, afraid of losing friends, or anything that had to do with my opinion. We live in such a polarized world these days, where your beliefs on one subject can instantly lose you friends or gain you enemies. It's sad, but it hasn't always been that way. I've had a lot of my friends tell me that, hey, when I talk to them and online, and a lot of them live overseas in other states and countries, so a lot of times we're talking via message apps and stuff. So, but I've had several of them tell me that they want me that I should start a blog because they liked a lot of my opinions and they thought they were pretty good, but I doubt myself a lot of times. I think maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Which I still believe to a certain degree. And I think that's actually a state of mind that you should never lose, actually. I mean, you never want to think you know what you're talking about all the time. I once took a philosophy class. And in the beginning of the class, the teacher told us, and this is, granted, this is just Philosophy 101, probably one of the best classes I've ever taken. He said, if you leave this class only learning one thing, I will feel I have taught you correctly. And that one thing is how much you don't know. And this is true. There is so much we don't know. And I think it's important to always remember that. It's good to say your opinions, share that, but you have to be open to criticism, open to other ways of thinking, and you can adjust your opinion in your mind as time goes by. But it's very important as an educated person to have an open mind. Because when you close your mind, you begin to lose. You close your mind to possibilities that, even though they're true, you will deny. So anyways, I've decided to start my blog and my vblog, my Steemit account. It's just, I feel that I don't have better perspectives than anybody else, but I have different and unique perspectives, just as you may have. Your life experience is different, and there's things in your life you've experienced that would be incredibly interesting for me to know, for me to learn or hear. I find it so interesting to listen to people's stories. Everybody's got a different one, and everybody's got something unique, and I haven't met one person that I couldn't learn at least something from if I opened my mind to them. Even like a homeless person, for example. They've had experiences in life that, well, they haven't always been homeless. And so it's interesting to see how they changed into a homeless. I mean, that's wisdom, learning how to not let that happen to yourself, or learning what went wrong, learning from people's mistakes. Because really what wisdom really is making mistakes and overcoming them. That's wisdom. And speaking of homeless, I just read an article about a family of 4 being found dead in their van here in Garden Grove, California, because they were living in their van and they had covered the windows to block the light out, and they got carbon monoxide poisoning somehow. And that struck me. A family of the two kids were infants. They were like between less than 2 years old. And I just thought, in a in a country such as America, and we're supposed to be the greatest country on earth, depending who you ask. I think we are great in some ways, but we're not the greatest. We're among the greats for certain reasons, but I'm not arrogant enough to think we're the greatest. But this isn't something that should be happening here with the resources we have. And the fact that it's happening shows a massive failure in our society. Massive failure. 2 kids are dying in a van because they don't have a place to live. This is stuff that we've read about in third world countries, that obviously have lack of resources. But this is America. We don't have a lack of resources. We have plenty of resources. Maybe the most in the world. With the exception of maybe China, which is about even with us right now and about to overcome us economically, but that's a whole different story. But this story really hit me hard. I'm living in this community. I'm seeing the level of homelessness. And, I'm in my mid-40s now. So I've seen a lot of cycles. I've seen almost 5-10-year cycles go by, and I believe 10-year cycles are important. I think we do full cycles economically and socially in 10 years, which will be another story too altogether. But I've seen so much change, and I've never seen this level of poverty and homelessness here in America. In fact, I'm pretty lucky. I have a good job. I wouldn't say I'm well off, but I'm okay. I have everything I need. But believe me, in the back of my mind, the thought that the awareness that poverty is knocking at my door constantly, I'm honestly just a few steps from being where those guys are. And I think a lot of people are here in America. A lot. More than we realize. So this was really a wake-up call, hearing this story about this family. I'm like, this can't be happening, right? Did this really happen? I mean, I don't know. So that kind of compelled me to start writing about things. Will it change? Will I be able to change anything? I don't know. Probably not. But I want to start dialogue on certain issues, because I think so many people here in America are just so unaware of things that are going on. We're so sidetracked and preoccupied by other things, like our material things, our cars, our jobs, which of course are important, but we're all too busy to really talk and learn and gain insightful understanding of why things are changing or how things are changing. Our access to information is limited by our media. We've got a couple guys owning the majority of the media in the country, so it really takes a lot of effort to look for alternative sources, and most people are just too tired or don't have the interest in searching for alternative sources of information, especially if they don't agree with what they believe, because as humans we are naturally prone to self-serving bias. We seek out things that agree with us rather than things that disagree with us, which really doesn't help us at all. Because if you want to strengthen your belief in something, you have to hear the counter arguments and know and be confident that they're wrong, and how to argue against them. So listening to what you believe is right only, what you think only, is not helping you at all. Anyways, so these are some of the reasons I've decided to do this blog. My good friend who lives in Vietnam now, and So he kind of helped convince me and some other friends. So I'll be talking about a lot of subjects from the medical field in which I work, international stuff. I've lived in Japan for a long time. I live in California, Southern California, so I'll be talking a lot about Southern California and just all kinds of different subjects and whatever catches my mind or causes me to think about something. All right, have a good day.